Welcome back. Another episode of Thought OPPS. I am your host, one of your hosts, Steel Biz. My name will be written across the top. This is episode number, what?
Man, every time I say something, you always
go ahead. Because the thing is, we don't know how we're gonna put these episodes up because we've been doing
16.
16, but because we're gonna put this one out first. Yeah, so we on episode number 16. That's my co-host. What's your name?
EJ Briz. You see all my credentials at the top in the description, like I always say. You know, you took that from me. Like,
but it's real funny because we have like that video that's already edited that we're gonna put out with Philip. And you said all my credentials on the top, and he actually put it across your. I was so happy he didn't put it at the top. But
hater alert.
Yeah, so it's not always at the top, but it may be at the top. If I do the edits, it's at the top. But we have a guest tonight. Introduce yourself.
Keith Collins, filmmaker.
Yes. Keith Collins, filmmaker. He do a lot of things across the city. Outside of the city, he's just a phenomenal guy. We wanted to make sure that we get you on the show so we can have discussions and you can be a part of the Thought OPPS team for a day.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, hopefully, still don't scare you away.
Okay,
he got a bad attitude with that.
No, you got a bad attitude. He got a bad attitude because I got a bad attitude.
And you know that energy.
I'm like his dad. Damn, man, I'm mad too. He's shorter than me, so I got. Well, both of y'all shorter.
That energy, that energy transfer, man.
Okay, but so we discussed our week. Now, this week have been. Just I don't know. This week I had like a weird nostalgic moment where I saw like some people that that I knew from the past. Mm-hmm. They like had like different things going on, and I was like, "Damn, I should have been there," and I didn't. But I didn't go, mm-hmm. And it was like probably best that I didn't go. But I still be like, "Damn, I should have went." I don't really want to talk about it. Too much, but I did have like a weird. It wasn't family. It was kind of like an organization. And then I had another nostalgic moment where it was friends from like high school had linked up. But I really think I should have went to that, and I apologize for not going. And that was like the end of last week. But I've been having like these moments of nostalgia, and it's not because I don't want to go because I'm a bad person. It's just that I don't know. It just seemed like I used to, we all know, talk about it on the show a lot. I used to kick it different. Like, drink, you know what I'm saying? I used to kick it different. I just don't do that anymore. And it's just like, sometimes the memory of that sometimes it just be messing with my head.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And especially because they were out of town. And it was like, I don't want to be out of town with like, everybody just kicking it like that. And I know I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
Because you were scared to be away from me.
Dude. Pause and no. I could have just bought you like my little suitcase. You know what I'm saying? He's not that tall. Oh dang, both of y'all not that tall. I'm sorry.
I'm about as tall
but I talk about him every week.
I'm about as tall as Brown.
You are inch shorter than me. Nah, you about 3 inches shorter. Go ahead. How was your week, Eric?
My week was no, because we had an excellent interview with Philip Wheaton at the Extreme Compound. We're gonna be releasing that to everybody. Shout out Darius for doing the filming and editing for us and everything. So, Philip gave us an excellent interview. We did a walkthrough.
Yeah. So
can't wait for you guys to see it. We don't know when we're going to release it, but it will be soon, so make sure you support it. But other than that, my week was
uneventful, as usual.
I'm kind of like Steel. I had going back down memory lanes on some stuff, but I don't want to share it because it's really just my business. So.
I'll share it later on social media. Well, just DM me and I'll let you know what we're talking about. Yeah, how was your week?
Oh man, my week was a blur. It still feels like it's Monday.
Like it's Monday.
Dang.
It's just been work.
Like, you know what, man? A lot of our guests come on here and they make me feel like we ain't got no life because they be like, their week was just.
I already know I don't have a life. My life is Thought OPPS in the lake.
Yeah, but your week been.
And my son. Okay. My son.
Yeah, that was kind of late, but go ahead.
He gonna kick my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said work, work, just work, or movie work, or both.
It's editing, it's running around, meetings, just the whole nine. Location scouting.
Okay.
Changing stuff on the script and getting forms together and looking at new equipment. It's just been non-stop. So for me, like even today, I haven't seen home yet.
Oh man, dang man, you make me feel bad. Man.
So
but that's a good thing, man.
It's good, but it's tiring.
Yeah.
It can get tiring.
It could be exhausting. We do stuff on the lake.
Yeah.
And even with this, like sometimes it's like, oh my god, because the editing is just the hard. Like editing. Tell him.
That's the weird thing. Like I love editing. I don't know why.
Okay, when you actually upload it to the actual file of where you're gonna edit from, that's the fun part. It's the uploading is just part that's just terrible. Like, I hate that. But once you get it there, you get to like create. You know, then that's
I love the editing. It's like therapeutic for me. It's like putting together a puzzle.
Yeah. Well, we do discuss every week. We do discuss whatever I'm reading.
Yeah, what are you reading?
Right
week?
now,
what are you reading this week, Terrence?
I'm reading the same book I was reading last week. It's a book called White Trash: The 400-Year of Untold History of Class in America by Nancy Eisenberg. This book, I'm telling you, like I'm just.
So how's it going for you?
I'm almost halfway through, right?
Yeah.
This book. Read this book. This is a great book.
Okay.
It's about classism in America.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to read it,
You're
but
probably,
I'm just
you're probably
take your word for it, buddy.
But our guest is probably going to read. You're probably not going to read any books. Anyway, this book is a phenomenal book. Like I have learned so much about like the beginning of how class grew in America and how different things formulate. They were talking about different presidents too, and like presidents because what's his name?
Can you give us a couple names of you
like Andrew Jackson? Kind of remind me a lot like a Donald Trump type when they discuss him.
Okay.
And he was a member of they had like a group. They were called Crackers. Like that's where the name actually comes from.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I thought it was something. Because I used to hear that one thing about to whip and all that, but that's not really where that came from.
Okay.
Crackers is like it was actually a group of like brutish type people that were like very barbarian kind of, but they were like, but they they spoke, but they had like their own slang and
not allegedly.
Yeah, and they were like forceful and they were like mean, and the women were like yeah. I'm learning a lot.
So would that book make a great movie?
No, because it make a great documentary.
Okay.
Make a great documentary just to know about class and just know how class is
very informative.
This book is very informative. I'm like, damn, I'm almost halfway through. I'll be through probably in the next month. Because I be reading these long books.
So, are you going to keep talking about that book every week when we ask you what you're reading? You're like, oh, I'm still reading this book.
I could tell y'all some more information on where I'm at.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
Yeah,
that's true. We appreciate it.
Whatever. But anyway, back to our guest.
Can I talk about what I'm reading?
What?
So I am reading this week captions and comments on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay, back to our guest.
Hey, every day is something new.
Yeah, before you get red. So, Keith, what's the first project you ever worked on? And
the first project I ever worked on. Oh my gosh, that was long ago. But it was definitely a short film.
Okay.
Probably the first professional project I can think of right away. That was it was called Contract Redemptions. It was a fan film, a Hitman fan film.
Okay.
The video game Hitman, and I did the fight scenes for it.
Okay.
That was like the first professional one I did.
Okay. Yeah, so I know a lot of your movies, they have like a lot of, you're into like fight scenes and fighting and everything.
Yeah.
So how do you come about with the choreography, like the fight choreography? Is it something that you have in your head and then you know, want to see it on film first, or is it just something that you come up with as you're filming?
Usually, I base the fight on the character or the situation. So once I read the script and I find out who that character is, that'll tell me how they're going to fight.
Okay, so basically like they fight style. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
So if it's, if I'm seeing like, well, they're not really martial artists, it might lean more in the brawl category.
Okay.
But if it's like, oh, he was in the military, he did this, okay, well, he's going to do more CQC instead of like traditional martial arts.
Okay, so like if he's like 6'5", 280, he ain't gonna be doing no backflips or nothing.
Right. Right. He might do some pro wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
nowadays you see anything on film.
Yeah, I know. Hey man, and a lot of times they do that. Like if you watch stuff on Tubi, they do it just so they can go viral. Change your wig real quick in that scene.
And I'm starting to think a lot of them do that. I think that when it first started, it was kind of like maybe like mistakes. But I think nowadays a lot of people do that because they know if they do it, it's gonna go viral. It's gonna have people watch their movie.
I love Tubi films.
Yeah, see, me and you in the same.
I try to like, as a filmmaker. You're supposed to be like, oh, this film has this problem or that problem, but if it's entertaining, that trumps off. It trumps off. Like it's entertaining.
And I know that Tubi have like, well, not even just Tubi, but as far as black films, there's a large hood genre. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you're kind of stepping away from that.
Yeah.
What would you call, because you have like fight scenes and things like that, what would you call your genre of movies?
I mean, they're typically just action movies. They're action movies. And a lot of them are homages to like childhood, because I used to watch like canon films like Revenge of the Ninja and, Invasion USA. So it's like, I try to bring certain like nostalgic moments into it, and especially from like those years of anime, like Fist of the North Star or Ninja Scroll, like all of those type of things. I try to sort of like put in there, because I feel like as a black man, and this goes with the Tubi comment, we're not allowed to have an imagination.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I have an imagination. I don't want to, just make a hood film. If I'm gonna make a hood film, okay, I'm gonna give this guy telekinesis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something different.
That's funny that you said we're not allowed to have an imagination, because I write, right? Like I write, and I would like write on on shows, like I write on the leg, and then it's kind of like when I write something, and it's like somebody be like, no, I don't want to say all that. I'm like, no, you're going to say all of that because that's how I imagined that character would be. And it's great that you said imagine it. Like black people are not allowed to have an imagination. Yeah. Yeah, because it kind of like, it dumbs us.
Yeah, it and I can't say that it's like all of us do that. It's just that I feel like there's a decent amount. That's why the hood films are so hot. But then we know that there's like Blurred Con and there's things like that, and they want to see us have an imagination. You know what I mean? And I think that on that other percentage of hood films, those are the ones that they'll allow Marvel to have an imagination. They'll go to those films.
Yeah.
But as a black person, if I can't create Spider-Man, they can have Spider-Man. I can't have Spider-Man. Okay. I have to keep everything grounded for some odd reason, and it's like, man, we have imaginations just like everybody else. We have Superman. We have, we'd love to see people with abilities to do certain things and even create situations that you would see as normal and sort of flip it on its head. Yeah. Like, I think that we should be allowed to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think like there's always should be some type of different, you know what I'm saying? Like I do watch Tubi and You know, I do watch a lot of hood movies, but you know, a lot of times the hood movies kind of like they're kind of cliche.
Yeah, you start seeing the same.
Yeah,
if there's one thing I
different
say
location.
about it's a different location and a different culture.
Yeah, yeah.
But generally, it's like the same story. You're sort of like, okay, like I'm watching this and it's showing me what Memphis is about.
But the thing about it is that I'm learning from a lot of people that made these hood films. Like, well, it's not a lot. Some people that I know made these hood films. They want to do something different too. They're like, I want to do something different.
I think it's just there's a fear to step out. Like they want to do it, but there's like this fear, like, okay, if I do it, will it get accepted? Received? Will it be received? Yeah. And I feel like just do it, like because it's time for us to sort of wake up and allow us to do those things. If you're gonna accept it from Marvel, Warner Brothers, Fox, then you need to start accepting it from our smaller guys. You need to start accepting it. They want to show somebody fly like Superman. Or, you know what I mean? Like it's only fair. Like we could make our own bulletproof dude.
I mean, not to go against what you say, and I agree with what you say, but I think a lot of times, like when you're coming up being a filmmaker, a lot of that stuff like Marvel and stuff like that, they have the budget in order to do. It's like when you're like starting off. I think a lot of times people really do hood films when they start off is because
it's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. And you can go to a neighborhood and you can ask.
It is cheap. It is cheaper. You're right. Yeah. But I've made action movies on a budget. You know what I mean? A small budget. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really blood, sweat, and tears. I got a group of martial artists together. And, we made a movie. And I think that all it takes is for them to, once again, just use your imagination. Like, all right, we have guns, we have people who can fight, all right, like everything is a magic trick too. Even when it comes to visual effects, it's like, what did they do before? Like Star Wars used models, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you have good cameras now, you have a good iPhone, you know what I mean? You have a, you know what I'm saying? Like you have all these materials that you can make what you want. Just use your imagination. Because everything is an illusion when it comes to making it.
Yeah, so since you have a broad imagination and Terrence like to read, do you read? Like, is there anything like that interests you reading wise?
Sadly, I do read, but every time I read, it's always some nonfiction book about filmmaking or some type of process. I mean, just read. Like I try.
More than Eric.
I can. I end up reading more informational, you know what I mean, and trying to like push my craft a little further.
That's dope.
But I don't get to like read as much for enjoyment. As I'd like.
Yeah. Like Terrence.
Well, the last time he read craft, it was like on a box of macaroni and cheese. Last time he read about any craft. No. But anyway. So are you building a team?
I am. I'm attempting to build a team, especially for the newer projects that I have, because I wanted to push a little further than I've normally pushed in visual effects. I want to add wire work. I had costumes, like just the whole nine. So I've been trying to build a bigger team.
Okay.
So that we can sort of do bigger things.
Yeah.
Like I wanna really push the idea of imagination this time.
Okay.
And imagination is the word to that. The word of the day is imagination. I just imagine he was gone and he's still here.
No.
Okay.
Imagination.
So like this show is going right now. So do you have any bad experiences? Like anything that you would like to share or anything you can share, like, with your, film journey? Anything like that?
You just experiences of
like anything that caused, like any bad experience, anything that's caused frustration.
That was one of my questions.
Frustrations. I think the biggest frustration with filmmaking is scheduling.
Okay. Getting everybody on one accord. Yeah.
Like, scheduling is probably the most frustrating process of filmmaking.
That is.
Like, trying to get everybody, in times and when they're free because we're independent.
We're independent, and then you working with local people.
Yeah,
and especially with something that you doing that requires like
and people
fighting and all that. Yeah,
people
like,
be so thirsty too, but they don't have
But they don't know how much work.
Yeah, and then because one thing I've known doing that is like you quick to find out who ain't got no car because it's like you quick to find out because you always get that text message talking about. Man, my car at the shop. It's like, okay, conveniently. Right. In the shop, it's like, could but I'd rather somebody be like, come get me, because I come get you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would never be like, oh, I'm not going to come get you. But I hate when they, like, make it seem like they had a car the whole time.
I think people need to know, like, if you're going to do this, you got to have some passion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to flake out, just don't do it.
Yeah. And you wasted so many people's time. Not even only the people that are, like, in charge, but the people that have the passion to do it as well.
Because filmmaking, I think that's another thing I don't think people know. Filmmaking, at least to me, filmmaking is a collaborative art project.
Okay.
So even with me being a director, or a producer or whatever, I look at it as it's our project, not my project.
Oh man!
Woo, jeez.
Yeah, you just.
Oh, you just. Woo! Because
that's.
Because I've been on projects.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Oh, sorry.
Man, you don't know. You preaching today.
That's a preacher that came out of me with that one.
That's my personal thing.
It's
we're working together. Yeah. Like when we're done, this is our project. You know what I mean? And I don't want to. I'm doing this project to, I don't want to embarrass nobody, so I'm putting my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of those things. Like, I want people to, like, want to do this. You know what I mean?
Because I know that it is hard working with people, and then it's like, it's like you hear you be like, what's like, you're like, you hear so much working with different projects. What are you laughing at? But here,
I ain't saying nothing.
Working with different projects, it's just
I think people
crazy.
Like, that's a big thing too. If there's another gripe, there's egos, and I see people who have egos. And it always is weird to me because I'm always like, man, this wouldn't get done if nobody else is here. So why are you like? And I've done projects by myself because I have the knowledge, and it sucks. Like, so I don't want to be an I. I want to be a we. You know what I mean? Like like I've had migraines and this and that. Like I'm doing everything. I don't want to. I need a we.
You hear it.
Remember back in the day when the Source had hip hop quotables? Like you dropping a lot. You dropping a lot of quotables.
Yeah. So you said you write. So you write too. So we talked a little bit about your writing. But what type of movies do you like? And not only action.
Surprisingly, horror. That's probably my number one. And then after that, would be comedy.
I'm scared.
Huh? He like movies about your life. He's a horror, not horrible.
You call me a horror?
Horrible.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you called me a horror.
That too.
I like typically like
allegedly.
Yeah.
You like horror and comedies?
Yeah, I really do. I don't know. I grew up watching those movies with my grandma, like Dracula. And, like those like older.
That's basically all they had on TV.
Dracula, Blackula. Like all of these like monster movies, and then you just sort of grow up in this weird way. They become comforting.
Yeah.
Like I understand it's Friday the 13th and he's killing people, but it's just like, oh, it's comforting.
Because comedy is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Comedy would definitely be my second for sure.
Even though you ain't funny.
The funniest thing I've done is got on the show with you.
So, you're filming. Do you do most of your filming in Cleveland, or do you travel, or do you have any plans on traveling doing film?
I would say like Northeast Ohio. Like I'm pretty much Cleveland, Akron, Canton, like just all over the place. Just looking for locations.
Okay.
Because
He's from Akron. So he talking about Akron every episode. I was waiting when you said Akron. I was waiting for it. So he's weird.
In fact, the last thing I just filmed was in Akron, Copley. I want to say it was in Copley. So
Okay.
You know, we just film. We look for where it looks like what we want.
Okay.
And we go from there.
Oh, that's cool.
So what has been easy for you? Nothing, right? Nothing.
What has been easy? I mean, out of everything, it's just making fights, doing stunt choreography. That's been easy. But I was a martial artist. You know, my father is a black belt.
Okay.
He's trained me. Him and my uncles trained me, and I know martial arts all my life. That's all I've known. So when I got into making fights, it was sort of like, oh yeah, I understand fights because growing up, I'm studying Jackie Chan.
Mm-hmm.
So it was going into that was just like, all right, this is what we need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that help. Does that help you like with the camera angles? Because you know what angle the camera needs to be depending on the scene and all that other stuff.
Exactly. Okay. And the thing is, like, I think people look at fights as fights, but quite frankly, fights are just dances. Like, it's a dance. So if you look at it more like a dance, that means it has rhythm. And if you're fighting a person, you're literally dancing with that person and you're doing a tango. So, the key is, finding two people who are compatible dancers together. And the highest point in making a fight is knowing how to get beat up. Because a person who can make somebody look like they're getting beat up makes the fight look good.
Yeah, you know how to get beat up.
You think you could teach me a few?
Just teach them how to get beat. Well, you ain't got to teach them.
Teach me a few chops or something.
So, what's next for Keith? What's next?
Well, I got a couple things on the table. I'm working on a rated R Power Rangers, so to speak, called Savior.
Oh, okay.
That's the best way I can explain the project. It's like a rated R Power Rangers.
He said R, not X.
Like,
it ain't gonna be on Twitter. Calm down. He look at me like, did he say X? No, he said R. They just gonna be cussing. Go ahead.
And I've also created a streaming service for independent filmmakers.
Oh, that's dope.
So I'm looking at getting more content, which I'm looking for action, comedy, and horror films, and I'm really looking forward to
action, comedy, and horror. He's at horror.
Horror.
Not horror. Not horror. Yeah. He's like, hey, come here.
Notice I'm not laughing.
Oh, no.
I noticed that. Allegedly. Right?
But it's called 3digitalrocktheater.tv.
Okay.
And we're looking to get the app up on Roku. So, yeah, we're really...
Got a lot going on. And this is normally the part of our show. Did you have anything else to say? Any other questions?
No, you running things.
Okay, usually, yeah. But this is part of the show where we take a break and we go come.
Still might not be back with the camera.
Yeah, he don't want to fight after we. I know how to call the police, but yeah, we about to
know how to run.
We're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Y'all don't know about that show. That used to be my show back in the day. It was a syndication. That's the only reason I know what that show is, because I ain't that old. You don't know what show that is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah, because you're old. But this week topics. What's going on this week? The dermatologists say that. Well, I saw this. It was on was that on TikTok or whatever that was on? I saw where a dermatologist was doing like a podcast, and the dermatologist was talking about we only need to shower 2 to 3 times a week.
Oh, wait, what?
We only need to shower 2 to 3 times a week. But I watched and I was listening, and the dermatologist actually says that it's based on the person too, because a lot of y'all little funkies that'll miss that part. That's like, everybody like, oh, I need to shower 2 or 3 times. No, it's based on the person.
If you
work out if you bigger, because bigger people have more to watch. I'm a bigger dude. I'm not 2 or 3 times a week. Ain't gonna do. And if you gonna do 2 to 3 times a week, let the other times be a bath.
I don't think that should be.
I don't even think that should ever be said.
Yeah, that's a daily.
It's kind of like you can't believe everything you read.
So what was the basis behind it? What was
because they said the basis is because of the natural oils that we have in our system that actually protects us from like bacteria, and we wash away some of these oils. Well, I'm just gonna have to wash away the oils and the funk. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be washing funk and oil away.
Yeah, nah.
Man, sometimes I take 2 or 3 showers a
day, right?
Right.
What?
Dude, I'm on 2 showers already today.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Oh, man.
Okay, so Jason Aldean, he's a country singer. He had that song, Try That in a Small Town. I kind of watched the video. It's a big thing about it. He had like Black Lives Matter.
But it hadn't anything from January 6th people, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
It was just the Black Lives Matter.
So he had nothing about the people that try to overtake the.
I didn't see that. Did you see it?
No, I heard about it.
Yeah, I didn't see that, and it was just like basically like try that in a small town. Basically, it was just to be racist. That's how I look at it. Like
why? I mean, who cares about I'm not coming to your small town anyway. Like I'm driving right through.
Yeah, and it was kind of like just something to say. Us in these small towns, we have these guns and. Try that here.
You know what's weird to me about them always talking about guns? Like, nobody else has guns.
Yeah,
they got guns in big cities, too.
Yeah. Liberals have guns. Like, this is America. Guns is a part of America. It doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative. Like, it's American to just have a gun.
Yeah, this is America where guns have guns.
Right. Right. Like, it kills me that they act as if no one has guns.
Yeah. Ain't nobody stopping through your small town.
Right. I wonder where his small town is.
It's a bathroom outside.
That's that clout chasing. That's
right.
Actually, he had a concert last night at Blossom.
And it was canceled, right?
And it was canceled because of the weather, so...
that was God.
Try that in a small town. So, Hollywood exec, the former Hollywood exec, I don't have his name. I don't know why I don't have his name. He says that there'll be no shows to watch next year if a deal doesn't come to end the strike.
No shows on what?
No shows to watch, period, in Hollywood.
I bet you Tubi.
Yeah,
well, that sounds.
But I still need like Hollywood. I still like certain Hollywood shows, man. Like, but they could hire me to.
Well, I mean, let me be.
I ain't striking.
Let me be honest, man. All it takes is for them to just pay these people and give them what they want.
Yeah.
They got the money. Like,
yeah,
let's just stop playing.
But they
act as if they don't know what to do. It's almost the same across the board.
Do you notice how greedier people are? Like at the top, not right now. Like they're very greedy.
They're
like,
greedy.
Dude, I'm talking about like things are higher that doesn't have to be high. It's like somebody sent me like a video. Shout out to Marie Augustine. She sent me a video today about classism and how on the top how you don't have to pay certain taxes. You can write things off, and the poorer you are, the more money they take from you. And it's like you got to rent these places where they're just ridiculously just pulling blood, sweat, and tears and just everything out of a person just to live, and it's becoming worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, the wages definitely aren't going up. Everything going up. The wages.
Dude, wages don't match. Like,
but that's been going on for a while, and it's been said, but now we're at dire straits.
Yeah.
Right.
It's terrible, but it's allowed. Like, it's allowed.
Yeah.
I think it was in history. I was watching something not too long ago about how Henry Ford tried to pay his employees when he got higher profits, and the shareholders sued him. And they won because the law sort of states that the shareholders are more important than his workers. So, if greed is written in your law, then here we are.
Man, that's crazy.
Because there's a double-edged sword with capitalism. Capitalism is it does make you, it is a way that people feel that they can like know their worth. But then there's this whole thing where people aren't worth it.
Well, you also have to. There's a point where when is
I am not a. I'm a capitalist. I'm not a communist.
But even still, when is there enough? When is there enough?
That's what I'm like.
Like, when is it fine to have 10 Lamborghinis? Where's the cutoff?
You're right.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
right. I see
it. When you cut down a tree, in order to make sure it doesn't hurt anybody, you cut it at the top, not the bottom. So that's my question. You know, it's like, well, you say you have to do layoffs, but fire a couple people on the board. They'll get some jobs.
Yeah.
They can go get a job. They got the connections.
Yeah.
So if you let go of 3 people from your board, you will save the budget.
Yeah.
You're right.
But they don't want to do that.
But they want to let go hundreds of thousands at the bottom.
Right.
Who need the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that bothers me about capitalism. I don't think capitalism is bad. I think capitalism needs to be
restructured and
or what's the word? I mean, it needs to be watched. It needs a watchdog to be like, no, you can't do that. But you can do that. You know what I'm saying?
But
because
when you got people in everybody's pocket, you know what I'm saying? When you got people.
I was watching this video, and I don't know how much it has to do with capitalism, but I saw this young lady. She was saying that she don't put in 2 weeks notice after she quit a job because they don't give you 2 weeks before they fire you. I agreed with her.
That's a good business decision.
Yeah, it's not like why do I have to tell you 2 weeks before I'm leaving that I'm leaving?
I mean, that's cool if you got the money to do it, but a lot of people work that 2 weeks because they want that. They want that check.
Do you know what happened?
When you start your job,
do you know what happened when you put in 2 weeks notice for a lot of jobs?
They fire you. Yeah, they just fire you.
They just fire you. It ain't like another job gonna be like, well, you got fired because they're not allowed to tell you.
Yeah, they don't give you 2 weeks to get your life together as they fire. Like, we're gonna fire you when you got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
true that.
They don't do that, but you're giving them the courtesy to get their sales together. It's like, no, this is business.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be cutthroat with how you get rid of me, I gotta be cutthroat how I get rid of you.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm the product. If I'm the cog in the wheel that's making this make money, and that's sort of the problem. I think people don't realize their power as the cog. Like, if you mess up one cog or one screw in that, it ain't gonna work right.
Yeah.
So it's like clearly the actors and the writers know their worth.
Yeah.
And they shut the system down.
Yeah.
They shut it down. And I wish that Walmart workers or everybody else looked at that and said, hey, look at what they just did.
I had never met somebody that worked at Walmart that said I like my job.
Yeah.
I have never ever met somebody that worked at Walmart. Like that's been the most complaints I've ever heard from where people work. Like, I hate my job.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, that is.
So you hear that while you still pushing the cart? Oh, okay. Like,
they get
bringing up your own groceries.
No, I'm talking about I've known people that worked there when they were younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your joke, I didn't get it or no. It was like,
oh no.
Yeah, I was waiting for the drum. Yeah, that was terrible. But anyway, back to what we were talking about on the show. Next topic.
Your favorite.
My favorite topic. This is your favorite topic.
This is your favorite.
He was so quiet though about Carlee Russell.
Man, they ain't
what's up, Soror? But she's an AKA, so I have to respect her because I'm an alpha, so I have to respect her. Right. What's up, Soror? But yeah, people be lying. But yeah, so this is my thing. I saw bullshit from the jump, right? And I had posted something on Facebook where it was like, this story doesn't sound right. How do you feel about it? Mm-hmm. This one dude went off on me like, let her live her trauma piece and let her live and let her breathe. You are you are a thought op. And he was just like, he ain't say that, but he was just like roasting me because I asked the question because it just didn't sound like it made sense. And then he made it about color. And then he made it about how we don't support. And it was just like, it just didn't sound right. It just didn't sit right with me. And I felt like her story just didn't make sense. Dude from Lil Man, the movie Lil Man was on the side of the road. Damon Wayans or Marlon Wayans, one of the Wayans brothers, and she saw the baby at 3 o'clock in the morning. Was it 3 o'clock in the morning? It was. Yeah, she saw the baby walking from like the fields. So I'm supposed to believe this, right? Saw a baby walking from the fields, and the baby said, and then she got out her car. 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I see this. I'm calling the police, and I'm sitting in my car because this baby is a little person. That's what I'm thinking. Because what is a baby doing out? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then she said, and then come to find out, like the next day, she wasn't telling the truth. And then after we done went through all this whole thing where you dogging me for my opinion and basing it, so I should always think that because of somebody that is the same hue as me, I should agree or believe them. But I don't think she should go to jail because some people say she should go to jail. I think she should be flogged. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm joking. I just think I think the embarrassment that she go through is enough. But go ahead. Anybody? He's still not saying nothing? Go ahead.
I'm just gonna put it like this. I'm not.
First of all, he got a crush on her, so
she's kind of fine. I'm not well versed on the whole situation. I haven't watched the video or nothing like that.
You know she lying. So
can I finish?
Because you scared.
No, I mean I'm a big advocate, especially of women, black women, and everything. But when I heard it, I didn't believe it too. Because the reason why is because if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm on a highway and I'm flying on the highway, I might look like, is that a baby? But I'm just like, I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm tripping. I'm like, maybe I'm like half, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm half asleep or whatever because I'm seeing like driving like 55, 60 miles per hour down the highway and I see a baby. I'm like, oh, like, was that a baby?
Did I see right? Did I see that?
Yeah, did I see that? Yeah. So, this is just my assumption. Is just like I think there's a man somewhere.
Yeah, there's some infidelity in this story. There's some infidelity in this story. This story is an infidelity type of story.
I'm sorry if people don't think that I'm sticking up.
Do you remember we said that the other day? We was like, something sound like jumping on something else.
I just kept my mouth. I didn't believe the story when I heard it, so I just kept my mouth shut on the situation because I don't need people.
How you feel about it?
You know, I literally just heard about it this morning. So, when I heard it, I couldn't. Because I got the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So I heard it from the lie and then backwards, technically. So it was like, oh, she lied. Well, what did she lie about? Then you hear it and you're like, yeah, that sounds like a lie. Yeah. That sounds like a lie. So, I think it's more, the question for me was, well, why she lie?
Because there's another dude involved. So you see her boyfriend, he deleted his, because he made a comment like she, let her, she was abducted. Then he probably looked at that. He was like, I'm about to delete this because something don't sound right. So he deleted his take up for her and was like, yo, this, I think she about to be single. So Eric, go ahead, hit her DM.
I'm cool, man. Yeah, she got embarrassment for the rest of her life. No, that's crazy. Rough.
Well, y'all can make some money off of it. Like, maybe she could start like...
See if she want to be a guest on the show.
Man, no. She's do something crazy. Yeah, I'm good. But yeah, Carlee Russell, we ain't mad at you. You are a beautiful young lady. You have your whole future ahead of you. Quit lying about babies on the side of the road. Come up with, but maybe she could be a writer because that was like a good look.
That wasn't a good line.
Yeah, that was a bad story.
That was a first draft.
Yeah, that was a rough draft. But yeah, that was a bad story. But yeah, Carlee
start
Russell,
there.
Yeah, that was not a good line. But we about to get back to the part of our show where we have the
the topics.
The topics, yeah.
I gotta go with my phone. I wasn't real prepared.
Yeah, he keep going in that phone. That phone, what's that? A 7?
It's a 6.
Yeah, it looked like a 6.
So we're down to 2 topics this week, everybody. So
why are you looking at me?
Because we're down to 2 topics. And our last 2 topics are topic number 1 is subcultures in the black community. And the second topic is.
Can you read your handwriting? Bruh.
What?
What's the second topic?
Oh.
You only
do we got 2 topics or 3 topics? What we have? Is being forward too helpful?
Is being forward helpful or harmful?
Helpful or hurtful?
Helpful or hurtful?
No, I'm saying 2.
And then what's the other one that you're seeing?
How far you should go to market yourself? Did we talk about that on that day?
We never talked about that.
So
we got 3 topics. This dude, oh my god.
So what did we talk with when we had Davey on the show?
Davey, I don't remember. We had new topics. We had one topic, and then we had. Oh my god! You only got one job. You only got one job.
No, we did. We did talk about how far you should go to market yourself.
Okay, we did.
Well,
okay.
that's what we this is our show.
No, don't say that. You only got one job. You about to lose it. And this the topics. I'm about to start coming up with more topics too, because it's just This feel like they not paying you no attention. Okay, you about to pull the topic.
All right.
Math.
Subcultures in the black community.
Number 1.
Yeah, subcultures in the black community.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Who want to go first?
You go, because we had this discussion on Thursday. Me and you had me and him had a heated discussion or whatever. So do you mind if I give parts of it?
You're about to make me
because you took it the wrong way.
No, he. All right. The thing is, we were talking about subcultures in the black community. There's certain subcultures in the black community where there are these people that just believe that, they have like a lower way of thinking. They're not in tune with educating yourself, with actually looking at life that you're not the only thing that exists on Earth, and and being positive beings for your children. And when I was talking about that, he was like, "Well, you're not from America."
No, that's not how it went, man. No,
okay, but that's how I took it. That's how I took it.
That's how you took it. That's not how it went.
He was like, "You're not from America," and you said, "All right." If somebody on the phone with you, and say, "Well, you're a foreigner," and I always got to hear this from you foreigners. Well, he ain't say that like that. Go ahead, say it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because he was talking about, it's always somebody from the Caribbean, because I know somebody that's from a different Caribbean island, and they say the same type of stuff. But I was telling him, like, there's subcultures in Jamaica. Like, Jamaica's a third world country. I just feel like this is what I feel. I feel like racism, white supremacy, oppression, all those things have put so much on black in the world that it creates these psychology in people's mind, that because in Jamaica they have people that bleach their skin.
Yeah, I saw that.
They have people that bleach their skin in Jamaica, and that comes from white supremacy. Yeah. They have people in Jamaica that it's a lot of killing in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because that comes from the poverty. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When people are poor, they're
desperate in situations.
They're desperate in situations and stuff like that. So
in the political party too.
And the political party, what?
In Jamaica.
What about what about them?
There's a lot of killing.
Yeah. Oh, it's always been like that. Yeah. What's it called? JP. Yeah, but it's like it's a lot of killing around politics now. Since I've been since I've lived there, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember my parents used to be like, "Y'all gotta go in the house." Like when it was politics times, mm-hmm. we had to be in the house, because they were killing people. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the whole thing about what I was talking about the subculture in America is that's what I know. That's what I live. That's what I live with. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where I feel like a lot of the subculture in America is just based on rap music. Like that's all you supposed to know. That's all you supposed to be. That's all and trauma is all we are supposed to be. Just like you said, we can't. We're not supposed to be creative, mm-hmm. and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of these I feel like a lot of that comes from these subcultures that we have, where these subcultures are so powerful when you listen to them. They don't allow people to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? In the black community, in the black community, they don't allow different types of black people. You know what I'm saying? They be like, I have heard people say that's stupid that you went to college. I've heard people say that. Mm-hmm. That's stupid that you went to college. But I feel like that was the best time of my life. I studied something that I am using now. It just doesn't make any sense, because how could you hate something or disregard something you know nothing about?
But I think that's why they're ignorant to what it is or why it's even good. It's like if there's something good across the line, but they never know that good thing is across the line, they're gonna question, well, why do you want to go there? Mm-hmm. But you have the knowledge to know, hey, if I cross this line, it's gonna be great. Mm-hmm. But they're like, I don't see why it's great. But you had the knowledge. You learned the knowledge that it's great over there. Yeah. So they're not gonna, nobody's gonna want to. What is the point of furthering yourself if you don't know that furthering yourself is gonna benefit you? Mm-hmm. Like, it's human nature to, in my mind, it's human nature to do the least amount of whatever. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like, no matter what it is, you want to do the least amount of whatever. You eventually want, in the end, somebody to think for you. But the more knowledge you learn, the more you like, oh, I got to get up and do something. Yeah, yeah. Like think about, all right, I'll even take it to filmmaking. Think about when you first started filming, and like how fun it was, but how crappy it came out because you didn't know nothing. Right. Yeah. But the more you started to know, the more work it became. Yeah, yeah. The more you know, and then though you're reaping the benefits of, now it looks good. Yeah. Now the writing is sound. Now it's all of this, but now it's more work. Yeah. Right. But you are now not ignorant to filmmaking. Now you understand it and you want it. But there's somebody out there who's just like, I'm just gonna run around with a camera. Why do I need to know anything? Yeah, yeah, right.
You preaching and listen to Sexy Red, and that's about it.
So can I tell my side of how? Can I tell you how that conversation actually went?
Let's listen to the lies. Go ahead.
So we were talking about basically what we talk about subcultures and black community. It started off with talking about rap music and everything. And what I said to him, I was agreeing with everything he said. I said what may turn people off from them listening to you is when you have people that come here from another country, they...
I was 8, but go ahead.
But when you have people that come here from another country, because I've dealt with people that have come here from other countries, they always like, well, you black Americans this, you black Americans that, you black Americans this. I said that might turn people off because the first thing is like, well, you're in America. Why? We already know what our problems and our traumas is. So we don't need somebody from another country to be like, you black Americans this, you black Americans that. Because I told him, I said, what if it was reversed? Like, what if I came to Jamaica and I moved to Jamaica and I was like, well, you Jamaicans this, you Jamaicans that, and I'm from America. The first thing you're gonna be saying, like, well, why are you here? You need to go back to America. That's how the conversation went. Yeah, but I didn't say that. You Jamaican and you can't speak on the plight of black people. I didn't say that. I said what might turn people off from actually being receptive to what you're saying is. And it's true. You have a lot of people that come here from different countries, and the first thing like, oh, you black Americans this, you black, and a lot of times people get tired. I mean, you from Jamaica, you could trace your your roots and everything. I don't know where, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where I come from, even if I came from Africa or what country I came from in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So you could trace it. So right there. I mean,
yeah, okay. Well, yeah, go ahead. Go right there. What? No, I'm saying right there. What? Like I'm.
So right there. I mean, you already know where you from. You could rep. Being from Jamaica, you could rep that proudly. All I got is I could rep this racist, backwards country. You know what I'm saying? So,
which America is not just that. It's not just this racist backward country. America is a very progressive country, even though like we complain because everybody gonna complain.
Progressive to what? Because we're moving backwards now.
Everybody gonna complain about where they're from. But you're saying that, but think about other countries. Other countries, man, there's countries where you cannot even you get killed for having an idea outside of their government. Like, there's countries that are like that. I'm not saying that America is perfect, but
I think America is very good at having a facade of freedom. It's very good. Like, America is very good. I always say America's like this. They don't want you to save yourself. They want you to wait for them to save you. In the regard of like racism, like back in the day, Billy Graham didn't want Martin Luther King to do the marches. He's like, just wait for us to help you.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how much longer do we have to wait? It's like if a bully is beating you up, the day that you decide to beat that bully up, you get punished. That's America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, America, and while they're bullying you, you know what I'm saying? It's like, at the same time, they're abusive boyfriend. They're an abusive boyfriend who doesn't want to talk about the abuse. Let's put that behind us. And they take you to a nice dinner. And then you're like, okay, I think you've changed. And then they take you home and smack you because you wanted some ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not saying that America. I'm not saying America is perfect. All I was saying that.
I mean, it's not North Korea.
That's what I'm saying. I was saying all these countries are messed up.
It's not North Korea, but it's still bad. It's still a form of bad. You know what I mean? Like, it allows. Yeah, we're allowed to do more things than we were allowed to do in the '60s, but then we also are seeing at the same time, you can still get lynched. You know, it's this weird conundrum. You know.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to America, especially the black community and the subcultures, we always tend to focus on the negative of it. So, like, you know, the negative being, you know, some of the poverty in the neighborhoods, you know, hip-hop culture, you know.
That's the subculture that you were talking about, the hip-hop culture. That's what.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. But it's like we really don't focus on... You know, like, especially, like, when you... And I'm... Please don't take offense to this. Because I don't want you to think that I'm, you know, picking on you because you came from Jamaica and you know what I'm saying. But I have yet to hear somebody, you know, come from a... Well, I can't even say that. Because you have done it, you know. But I'm just saying, like...
I've done what?
Well, I'm going to explain it.
Right.
But talk about the positive of what, you know... of what black people have done in America.
I do talk about that.
You know, so, I mean, we have negative subcultures in the black community, but we need to start talking about the positive, you know, subcultures or the different, different subcultures other than other than the bad ones.
I think when we talk about the negative, you know what I mean, we also need to talk about why it's there. Like, even if we talk about hip hop,
all of this is there because of oppression. It's there because of white supremacy. It's there because of the trauma that the black community in America has been through. Sometimes we probably need to work past that because it's just like when the slaves were freed, and then somebody say, "Yo, we free. Just be free." So people, like you said, people are scared to do stuff that they're like, no, I'd rather go eat chitlins and have, you know, bad health, because that's a part of it too. That's a part of it.
When I eat chitlins,
but it's like, you know, have bad health, you know, talk about you know, things that doesn't make sense, and just have like these nonsensical conversations. Have the worst mental health.
I think there's comfort in that.
It's comfort. Yeah, it's comfort.
It's comfort. Like, once again, like abusive relationship. Like, you know, when somebody looks at a girl who's getting abused, or even a guy who's getting abused, and they're like, well, why don't they leave? The cops get called. The cops are sitting there like, please press charges, and they won't press the charges. I mean, we've been abused so much that we think that that's okay. We think that that's normal.
We love the abuser.
And yeah, we have that syndrome where we love the abuser, and we're hoping that the abuser will change with our love. It's a bad relationship. it's a bad relationship.
So what did you do to try to change this subculture? Because I mean, like I have to admit that I partake in some of the subculture when I know people think that I hate rap music, but I do listen to rap music. So. But I tried, like, one thing I have tried to do, and I have done, is like reality TV. Like, I don't watch any reality TV when it comes to like Love and Hip Hop, anything on Zeus. Even though I have been kind of interested to see what's that show with like Orlando Brown, because I think Orlando Brown is entertaining. But
sadly, it's not cultural. I think it's just human nature. We like to see a train wreck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's not cultural. We definitely all like to see people.
Yeah.
Implode.
Like if we fought on an episode, everybody would want to see that episode. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, with me and you fought.
Yeah, it would go viral. Probably.
You want to go?
No.
I'll let you win.
Yeah, that conflict. The conflict. People love those train wrecks, those conflicts and stuff like that. I think that it's so much more complicated and at the same time very simple. But what complicates the equation of things getting fixed are humans.
Man, you preaching tonight, man. I'm like, why you still looking at me, man?
Because you just irritating, bro. But
man, I ain't even do nothing. Just because you took what I said the wrong way, I told you.
Oh, it was kind of like it was kind of like.
No, it wasn't, man.
It was like he called me a dirty Rastafarian dreadlock. I don't even have hair. he told me to go back home, go back to your island, go back to your.
You know what? I ain't even reacting because I know I ain't even saying that.
He called it. He would turn Trump. He called it an S-hole country.
No. But see, he didn't see. But he not gonna say what I actually said. Like, I enjoy, like, when people come from another country, I enjoy learning about their country because I already pretty much know the crap that went on here. But I like hearing about their experiences in their country and how they their history of their country.
I make up a lot of stuff and tell him. Because he's from Akron, so he's easily pleased. I'm like, yeah, we have a waterfall in every parish in Jamaica. Oh, that's amazing. I'm joking, kind of. But anyway, so that's our discussion on. I guess we will just say that. I want to say in ending this conversation is do better for yourself, and it will go out to other people. Just like take care of your son, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that you teach your son something different. Yeah, and make sure that you are, because Rome ain't built in a day, and sometimes it's just like you just got to help yourself to help other people, because a sick person can't help other sick people. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you open up yourself to being somebody better, doing things better, and that's all I have left for that.
Yeah, and all I have to say is whatever Keith got going on, make sure you support. You want to shout out your projects you have?
Upcoming project, we have Savored. It'll be coming soon. We're still in production with that. Go check out Assassin's Game on Tubi.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Give me
You saw it too? Oh yeah, you did see it. Okay.
Also, go to 3digitalrocktheater.tv and you can check out Rumble TV. That was the last feature I did.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Rumble TV.
Yeah, that's what I got going.
And we definitely like.
We do want to interview. What's his name? Prim.
Oh yeah.
We want to interview. We want to interview you.
So we always promote every guest that's been on here. We always promote everything they do. So we're gonna continue to promote and continue to support and all that stuff.
I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man.
And we do want to thank you for being on our show. Another episode of Thought OPPS next week. New guest, new co-host. No, I'm just playing. But thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.